The Sunday tradition of watching your favorite NFL teams will likely never change, right? Some people, when it's Sunday,
they watch it.
Right.
The place where they watch it may change.
Okay.
The experience could be a little bit different too. So let's look ahead, and our man with his eyes on the future, Jeff Maher, takes us through what we can expect in, 2020, sir?
Wow.
It's not that far off.
No?
And we're seeing some pretty cool technology already with the NFL viewing experience. You can watch some games on your phone with the cameras on the field. They're more advanced, so watching it from home, it's cool. You get all sorts of different views and angles that you wouldn't have had in the past. But NFL analysts are weighing in on what we can see within the next several years, and it's pretty cool to think about what's just around the corner.
That's the holy grail for the league, is to create the live event experience that brings fans closer to the game than they would be if they were home watching on TV.
So that's the problem, and the league is facing a pretty big problem. More people are watching from home than actually attending the game. Viewership is up while attendance is down, so how do they draw the crowds back into the stadiums? Well, these analysts weighed in. One stadium architect said what people care about the most is being intimately connected to the game and the players, and that just requires a smaller venue. That could mean more standing room than seats. So you go there with a bunch of pals, you drink a few beers, you look at fantasy football stats that are flying around all over the place on electronic screens. You make the standing room experience fun. Another kicked around an idea for an LA stadium that has beach seating at the top instead of a bowl setting. Now, how about a luxury box being moved from the upper deck to the sideline? How would that change the viewing experience for those who are in those luxury boxes? Also, the chain gang that you're familiar with, who have the responsibility of measuring those first downs, it's going to be a thing of the past. You'll probably see a laser or holographic image indicating the first down area covering the field. Also, we've seen helmet-mounted cameras, but what about logging on to NFL.com, typing in the name of your favorite player, for example, Colin Kaepernick, and seeing a live feed during San Francisco's game from the perspective of Colin Kaepernick? That would be pretty cool, and they're saying that that could happen. Also, you'll be able to actually listen in to the NFL coaches calling out the plays from previous possessions. So you can log on to an app and you can hear John Fox or whoever calling out the plays to the quarterback from the previous possession, of course. And then lastly, they're also talking about heated seats at games. That would be great in the Mile High City, especially in Denver. And then adding outlets to seats, so you can actually plug in your iPads and electronic gadgets while you watch the game. Because the thought is that there is time during the game, in between plays and quarters, and during halftime to log on and do exactly what I described, listen into audio, look at video, that kind of thing, more interactive.
But it's interesting, all the suggestions you made, not one of them was, let's lower the price a little bit, because it is so expensive to go to a game.
What is it now? What is it now?
Well, we're spoiled here. If you go to a
$70?
Raider game, you could get tickets, good tickets for $30 a ticket. But if you go to a 49er game or a Bronco game or a New York Giants game or a Patriots game, you throw in the parking alone in Dallas
like
is about $100.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. No, it's nuts.
Well, I mean, why not watch it from home, you know, and have your food there and your friends and your comfort
pizza
and your recliner. And to answer your question, Kiba, yeah, we're talking 2020.
I think that's a little soon to expect some of those things.
No,
See,
I don't because
so.
it's a dire situation. The attendance, like Jeff said, is dropping, and a lot of people have predicted that NFL football is going to be a studio presentation before long, and we're getting close.
Warmers and outlets, I mean, that's a lot of money and a lot of fields.
The NFL would be willing to fork over that money.
But they just paid about $1 billion in a concussion settlement, and they get about $3 billion a year from TV. They may have the resources.
2020, marking my calendar.
That's right. Less than 7 years.
Thank you, Jeff. Yep.